Hello, I'm Joy Truscott, and I'm so thrilled that we are going to spend a little bit of time together. I thought a good idea would be to share some thoughts about how we can release these burdens of pain that we just keep carrying around like this heavy luggage in our life. My work as an energy counselor, an energy alignment healer, therapist, and also I work in the energy of transformation and trauma release. So all this work comes together in the form of clinical counseling, guided connections, and energy work to truly find a way that we as humanity can uplift who we are as a species and begin to show ourselves as the magnificent beings of light and love that we truly are. In this short course that I've put together, it's been my great privilege to find a way to help very many people release and let go of these painful cords and ideas and thoughts that suppress the energy field. So what do I mean when I talk about energy cords? If we could imagine that we are pulling along behind us all the debris that has been imprinted and impressed into our awareness, the ideas that said, be vigilant, be terrified, be anxious, because at any moment your life could be over. And if we imagine that we are carrying all the imprints of the terrible ordeal of trying as a species to just survive, and these have been imprinted and embedded in the psyche of our ancestral line. So we carry a genetic line, a genetic imprint. We just need to look at ourselves and look at old photographs, and we can see we look a little bit like this old deer and that old person way back, way back. So the genetic imprint is there, but we equally carry an energetic imprint. And this is something that we don't realize. It mostly is a sense within us, and a sense that makes no sense. And in order for us to release these imprints or these codes, we have to find a different way to do it, because they're hard to connect into. And this is why energy work is so profound. In my work as a clinical counselor, I see this all the time. I see these embedded codes and imprints, these struggles. And talk therapy helps to a point. But truly the only way to get to the subtle energy that is embedded and imprinted that we just have no sense about, but we have a sense of foreboding or sense of vigilance, a sense of anxiety, the only way to get to that is through energy work. And that's why the gift that I bring in is to help us to find our own way in releasing these imprints. The short course that I put together is called Elevate. And it takes us through 6 simple steps so that we can begin to find the mechanism to release and let go in those moments of impact, those moments of excessive reactiveness, so that we can live a more balanced, harmonious life with our own being and with those around us. This truly is a great gift that we can give ourselves. I have found that in dealing with episodes of trauma and anxiety and our inner pain, that people just really get stuck in this. And the reason they get stuck is that it just doesn't feel available to them. They don't feel empowered to actually release that which they are longing to release. And part of this too is that we've almost adopted this idea that we don't deserve ease, we don't deserve peace and wellness and flow and thriving, abundant energy in our life, unless there has been some enduring, some hardship that has happened first. You know those silly statements that we have like, you made your bed, you lie in it, life's not a bed of roses. So much of that has been imprinted and instilled in us. We have a sense in us that we have to endure and suffer, and then we can say, and now I deserve. This truly is not a truth, and some of this needs to be unwrapped and undone. Finding an easier way to bypass these silly stories, these codes, is such a wonderful mechanism for us to be able to use in the moment when we are triggered. Wouldn't that be a wonderful gift for us to give ourselves? Instead of doing this runaway train idea every time, here comes the story, and we can almost predict where it's going to go. The pattern stays exactly the same. It's so endlessly monotonous. It truly is time for us to find a different way to move rapidly through these pain cycles and thereby start diminishing them so that they no longer hold us captive and imprisoned in this experience that we are calling life. So let's just experience that now together, just for a moment. And one of the very first steps in this little pattern that we are going to create is to find a way to just be with what is. So where you are right now, just feel the space that you're in, and let's take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your shoulders, relax your belly. And if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes for just a moment. And imagine that you are smoothing the skin on your beautiful face. Relax your jaw and smooth your scalp. And begin to feel the breath of your life. As you breathe in, open your whole body to experience the breath coming in, and make way for this breath by expanding your belly and opening your chest, opening your ribs to the side. Come to a fullness of the breath. And then each time as you breathe out, imagine that you are releasing and letting go not just the breath, but all that which no longer serves you. And you're beginning to release and beginning to let go, letting the belly sink back down towards the spine. And imagine hands either side of a ball, and these are either side of your ribs, and begin to squeeze the ribs together towards your center, your solar plexus, and press the diaphragm up, and really make sure you release that breath. So for the next few breaths, practice this. Breathe in, open, expand, breathe out, belly softens, ribs come together, squeeze the breath out, breathe in, expand, open, give to you generously. Begin to breathe out, belly softens, sinks back towards the spine, ribs come together, two hands squeezing the ball, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as much and as long as you can here. Then relax and let the breath flow in. This beautiful breath of life, this beautiful body. We are now beginning to connect mind and body in a mindful pursuit of welcoming into our life flow and abundance, ease in the in-breath. And we are beginning to accept that we can release and let go, that we can make a little effort and squeeze and release this that no longer serves me. Feel that. We'll do quite a few breathing exercises as we go through the short course. But just let your body begin to start here. Feeling your breath in a different way, experiencing it fully instead of just unconsciously. Allow yourself to truly feel your breath. And just for a little while becoming mindful of this opening, expanding, accepting, agreeing, releasing, letting go, eliminating this beautiful concept and all these ideas that are connected into the breath as a mindful pursuit. May these start to help you now to reconnect, to rebalance, and to soothe and calm your being. This is the very first step. And all the other steps that build upon this truly will bring us to a place of understanding who we are as a being that is connected to all life, and that there's not one mistake in our journey, that everything is on purpose. and that we are very much on purpose. So join me if you can, and if you feel led and guided to do this. If it is time for you to let go of this debris and these burdens that you've been carrying and set yourself free, this truly is the gift for you, but it also is the gift for your family and your friends and your loved ones. The ripple effect of you coming into a higher conscious, clearer space brings that clarity and that harmony into the place where you are. Just like going into a dark room, turning on the light, and that light illuminates the space. That's you. You just go into that space wherever you are, switch on your light, and begin to illuminate and bring light and awareness and clarity into those spaces. I watch miracles happen all the time with my clients. It's an amazing gift, this gift of being able to see and perceive and understand in a different way. And the gift that is given to all those with whom we are connected, it really feels miraculous. And people phone me and tell me all kinds of wonderful things that are happening now in their lives. Not because they've fixed everybody around them and made the workplace better, but they've simply agreed to release the painful cords, the embedded codes that are strangling and imprisoning them. And by letting those go, we start to let go of the energy around that, this energy of being entrapped and bound and held and restricted. Truly it is time for us as a species to let go of this energy, which is so much about survival, and agree that we are here now to begin to thrive as a species, and that if we do it together, we truly, truly can thrive. Everything is here right now at this pivotal time of our life experiencing so that we can thrive, and we are ready to step into it. There is only one little place that needs a switch, and that is for us to agree, to allow, and to claim it. So may this be the gift that you give to you. Ask yourself, why is it that we suffer and experience pain when there is a longing in so many people to just live in harmony? So why is it that we do that? Hold that thought in your awareness for a little while and see what comes up for you. And then ask yourself, do I want to live in harmony? Is that a truth for me? Or am I absolutely relishing and enjoying the chaos? Possibly that could be. No judgment, no shame, no blame. Maybe that is the way you want to be experiencing your journey right now. Doesn't mean it's forever. But be honest with yourself. What do you truly seek? What do you seek? What does your heart desire? What is the deepest longing in your heart and soul? And note that down for yourself. What is it that you so dearly long for? In tuning into your beautiful heart, we begin to see and hear again in a whole new way. A whole new way. And then ask this question of yourself. So, have you noticed yourself saying things and repeating phrases that you heard when you were growing up, and you absolutely swore that you would never repeat those phrases and you would never pass them on to your children? And then suddenly, oops, out the blue, here you are, making the same kind of statements that drove you dilly when you were growing up. Have you noticed yourself doing that? And what on earth is that about? Isn't it completely ridiculous? It's like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? Has that been in your experience? And if it has, perhaps you can even remember that statement that drove you dilly, that you just couldn't stand when someone lobbed it out and put it into the space where you were. Enraged you, perhaps. Maybe you want to share that. Oh my gosh, there's so many parallels and there's so many similarities in our journeys. And then ask yourself this little question. Have you been asking your being for a different way to be in your family settings, in your work settings? Has there been this desire for you not to be in the same kind of mold and not to be seen in the same way? There is a sense that the way I'm being perceived or the way I'm coming across is actually not my truth. It's almost as if I was given a garment that said, when you put this garment on, this uniform on, then you've got to behave in this way. And that didn't resonate as a truth for you. Is that possible? And do you find yourself in that sometimes? Feeling this disconnect with the authenticity of your being, your authentic inner calling. Do you feel a little disconnect here? And again, no shame, no blame, no judgment, because we've all been pushed into roles, coerced to show up in a certain way. So ask yourself that. If you are ready and you are seeking something else, then you are in the right place. And I applaud you for being here. For every soul that comes in, a little light is going on just where you are. And there is no one on this planet that can hold the space that you alone can hold. You are the most valid and valuable person, simply by being you and simply by being here. So may that gift really amplify in your being as light, as wellness, as the energy of flourishing and thriving and abundance, because the more we claim that, the more that becomes possible for everyone. So claim it with all your heart, connect into all the courses that are going to amplify your energy and expand your consciousness, so we as a collective step into this world really empowered and strengthened and connected, aligned, and holding each other with grace and kindness. This is a key piece, holding each other, no longer breaking each other down, no longer betraying one another, supporting unconditionally each and every other being upon this planet, all life forms. This is truly where we're going to, and it is possible. Our hearts are calling for it. Listen to your heart's desire. It's right there in you. Oh, so much love. Thank you for connecting. This is Joy Truscott, and I will be looking forward to working with those of you who are ready to connect. And may all the things that you connect into, all the courses, be of great value to you. So much love, many blessings. Namaste.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.